the last classes we have discussed the meaning of centralization and the meaning of decentralization and merits comma demerits of centralization and decentralization. Okay, in the last classes, last and before last class. So now in this class we are going to see the factors determining centralization versus decentralization. Okay, so whether the centralization process is good or decentralization process is good for organization. So with the help of these factors, with the help of the factors, we can estimate, we can determine whether centralization is good or decentralization is good. Okay, centralization. So what do you mean by centralization? So centralization is nothing but all office activities, all organization activities are carried out in one office, and office is managed by a single office manager. Centralization means all the office activities are done in a single office and it is managed by a single office manager is centralization. So decentralization, in each and every department in the organization have its own office, and it is concerned with the central office. It is in touch with the central office. Okay, this is decentralization. So how we can decide, how and management decide whether the centralization of service office activities or decentralization of activities are better for a organization? Mainly it is depends upon the organization. Mainly it is depends upon the size of the organization. Okay, so now I am going to see this. Now this is a centralization and decentralization. Okay, then the factors, size of the business. Okay, so factors determining centralization oblique decentralization, size of the business. If the size of the business, if the business is or if the business activities are very limited, if our business is a small business, okay, within the some limited area, okay, then centralization is helpful. Centralization is helpful. If the business is wider, okay, it is unlimited, okay, so then decentralization is better. Then next, activity of the business. If the business is small also, the activities of the business are scattered throughout geographical areas in some states, then each and every state will have its own office, then decentralization is better. So next, elevation of information overload. Okay, if the organization activity is a big organization and it is only one office, then overloading of information. Okay, then next, productivity capacity of the business. Productivity capacity of the business. Okay, if our organization is productive, production side is also manufacturing side, it is connected with the production, productivity, manufacturing. Okay, then it needs a decentralization office. And next, forms performance. Okay, if our business performance growth is very high, then in that case also decentralization office is better. Then next, forms strategic goals. Okay, if the goals of the organization is very high, if the goals of the organization is also very high, then it needs decentralization, then centralization. Okay, so revolution in retailing markets, in also centralization, decentralization. And next, increased sharing and global information at floor level, reduction in agency cost, policy of the management. Okay. So in these issues, by taking these factors into consideration, one is size of the business, activity of the business, then elevation of information overload, and productivity capacity, forms of performance, forms strategic goals, revolution in retailing. So increased sharing global, reduction. Okay, by considering all these factors, so a management may decide whether the centralization of office or decentralization of office is helpful. Okay.